Okay.
Good start.
So,
It's going to go down in history as the first words of our podcast ever.
okay. Well, hey, maybe that's what we could call it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's February 1st, 2024.
Yep. We've kind of talked about and discussed what it would be like to do a podcast, and we kind of decided that we would
Just go for it.
and let everybody hear our process, which might not be very good or professional.
We spent about 5 minutes before this thinking, how should we open it and what should we talk about? And then we realized we had just lost 5 minutes of good material already.
Yep.
We should have recorded it. That was the start.
Yes, I think lesson 1, everything should be recorded when we talk about our podcast.
We are learning already.
I know, we're learning already.
I think that was the goal, maybe one of the goals in the back of our head to start this off, is we could even just be talking about our journey, figure out what in the world you're supposed to do with a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know where to put it.
Yeah, we don't exactly know where to put it online.
Are we just not working? We're just sitting here not working. Instead, we're doing a podcast.
Right. Well, I mean, it's kind of working. It's fun.
Yeah.
We have some things to say. I feel like we have some things to say. And it's fun, and it's an experiment in learning. I mean, it's another avenue and medium to learn about.
A lot of people have asked us to do a podcast, and we're like, well, what do you mean? We'll just talk about, all you guys' adventures. You have a lot of stories. I have a lot of kids. Moved around a lot, taken a lot of risks. A lot has happened to you. So I think that there's an interest out there. Maybe people see some things that we could nail down that we didn't know we could.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that as we narrow it down, some of the things of interest are definitely our family, our faith, for sure, and food. Oh my gosh.
There's a lot to do with that.
Yeah. Maybe food, maybe not, but we like food. And we like our family and our faith, but we like food.
We've started some nonprofits and launched a couple missions. We made some pretty radical moves, geographically to a new place that didn't have a reason for us to go there. So we had to carve it out from scratch. So there's a lot of fun stories. Our kids, they've got a lot of fun stories.
Yep. A lot of fun stories. We
How do you raise them all?
Yep. Raised them all while we've done ministry. Lived in Hawaii for a while, for 12 years. Mm-hmm. And just in the last 2.5 years have moved to Northwest Georgia.
Casey's leukemia journey. Just near-death experience, and us all going through that in the middle of work, and raising each other, not knowing if there's going to be something on the other side. That connected a lot of people. That's only got about 100 stories to it.
Yep. And if you go way back into the vault, really, like...
Way back into the
vault of our lives.
Okay, into the vault.
Way back in the day.
Did you prep that?
No.
You wrote down vault somewhere.
No. It came to my mind all on my own. I'm smart.
That's true.
But when we were young and starting out, we have a lot of stories about the shifts and the changes that the direction we thought we were going did not end up being that way at all.
No.
There's some good stories in that too.
A lot of hard stories. I think we could probably be brutally honest on some of these. Mm-hmm. Whenever we have an anniversary, I like to joke that at least half of them have been good. And everyone kind of laughs nervously. But that's about the right number.
Yeah. I guess give or take a few. Yeah.
That number's growing.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's gotten better.
There's some honest discussions behind all that, though.
Yeah.
People like honesty and want to have it themselves, and someone needs to go first.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the things that we are good at is being real and honest about our life experiences.
Too bad we're bad communicators.
Well,
Those
yeah.
two go well together.
That's true. But, maybe a podcast will help not just communicate it outward, but maybe
I wonder if
it'll
we're messing it up already.
create conversation. Well, I don't know. Maybe. We could be messing it up already. I don't really. I think it's hard to mess
At least I'm
up.
spending time with you
That's true.
and this really good cup of coffee.
Yeah. We also really like coffee. I just thought I'd throw that in there because I really like coffee.
Put that in the vault.
I've always liked coffee.
I know you got me into coffee. I thought it'd be gross.
I know. Yep. So, some of my kids don't like coffee, but a couple do. That's good.
I think a big one is, and this is probably the timing of this, is, we moved to the Ridge and Valley area of northern Georgia, Murray County, Chatsworth, Georgia, a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
And that was, I think, probably the biggest experience of my entire life. And it's taken a bit for us to figure out the move from where we came from to here and what is next. And in some ways, we're putting some of those things together.
Well, I have a question
right
about
now.
that.
Yeah.
The biggest experience of your life was moving here? Wow.
Yeah, that was the most radical shift change in my life. I mean, I know there's some other things I should say instead. Getting married, making sure that you live in 2015. But some things just catch you off guard.
Yeah. No,
Some things are bigger, but they don't catch you off guard quite as much, or
Right.
you're ready for them.
Yeah, and some things I think just depending on where it hits you, like in your life, journey too. I feel like moving here was more than just a transitional move. For me anyway, it was kind of also age-wise, like a different era of
I think that it was arranged that way, not by us, but this is when we hit 50.
right.
And we're 1/3 of the way there if we're going to make it to 150.
Yeah.
We're halfway if we're going to make it to 100. So that's a good place to do the big change, but we didn't aim it for that time frame, but that's when it happened.
Right, that's when it happened. Well, and I do, the motivation of having our first kid get married, the possibility of, having a daughter-in-law and then grandkids and then kids in college and all of that. I mean, that is just a transitional age anyway. I felt like, in our life we were moving from having, all of our kids in our home to them going out.
I guess we did read it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have any other reason except that we saw that this was a certain time of age and transition in our life.
Yeah.
Not just our age, but the age of what was happening to the kiddos.
And naturally so. I mean, that is an age that everybody hits eventually, especially when you have kids. You have like a job change.
So we left Hawaii.
Yeah, we left Hawaii.
Moved there in 2009, launch a mission, and we went through several pretty big phases. I count that as Just the most significant place that I had ever lived and gone through. When we left here, I realized that was where, we paid a big price to move there in the first place.
Right.
Because we had a lot, practically, but also in terms of community and support and reputation, and work was only promising us more.
Right.
And we left it.
And family. Both our
And family.
parents lived in the same town.
Mm-hmm. But we felt like we were supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So there were things in front of us, but still we paid a price. We went to something, we carved it out of zero. Had a couple kids there, raised all of our kids,
Mm-hmm.
got our first house. I think we transformed our section of the town,
Mm-hmm.
our neighborhoods in many ways through the family.
Yeah.
You fought for your life. We were, people experienced betrayal, backstabbing at some point.
Yeah.
And our biggest versions of that happened there. Our biggest wins and accomplish happened there.
Lots of lessons.
A lot of lessons.
Interpersonal lessons, family lessons, life lessons.
Between us, yeah.
Ministry lessons. Yeah, for sure.
So I just think of, I've talked about this a lot, but when we left Hawaii to come to here, it was my everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more than it should have been, but it was, that place had all of the pieces of me there, even though we brought them here. So that
Right.
makes being here pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You can't really live in Hawaii and it not leave a huge imprint on you, whether you really, really, really hate it or you really, really, really love it. And I feel
which
like
is one of those two.
our family experience was one of much love. I went from hating the beach to becoming
You would get mad at
I
the
know,
water.
I would get so mad.
You're
I
like,
hated.
how come there's another wave? And then another
Well,
wave.
I'd also hate the sand.
keep
It got everywhere. Yeah, and but after a little while, I'm sitting on the beach and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
You used to... you would get hit by a wave, and then you would be mad.
Yeah.
And then you were distracted with being mad, like you were mad. I was like, you should pay attention because there's another wave.
Yeah.
And then you got hit. I'm sorry, that's fine.
Well, that was actually when I tried to surf. Are you talking about the time I tried the surf?
No, just like each one seemed like a surprise because you're so busy being mad at the previous wave.
Yeah.
But then, yes, it became yours. You had resolution
Yeah.
with the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think it helps when you move to Hawaii, and really in a lot of ways it's just so foreign feeling, It's an island in the middle of the ocean. You're not really used to the beach. Everything is closer together. There's not a lot of personal space. There is just there is like an island style way of doing things. In a lot of ways it kind of feels like, like you were plucked up from the Midwest and put in an island like culture, and you're just like, what in the world? But also I think I went with the mindset, that we were going to be there for 30 years. Remember I said that? I said, we are moving to Hawaii and I am planning on being here for the next 30 years. And I think when I settled that in my mind, that there was like no escaping it, that then, it shifts to, well, then how do I make a life here? And how does it become something enjoyable and wonderful? Then it just takes over your soul.
Well, I guess you were making a different decision than I was then.
Maybe.
So that's why you and I were not on the same page about a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, well, how come we haven't resolved and made peace with being here for 5 years? Mm-hmm. And you were like, I'm working on the
I'm just
arrived.
Yeah, I'm just arriving here on the 5th year. Like, I'm fine with it all. Yeah, that first year was stressful for me.
Yeah.
I feel like we had separate jobs. Yours was to go and establish the ministry side of things, and you know, we lived in a place where you had to leave fairly early to get into, into town, into where you went, and I was left on the hilltop of Makakilo with all of our kids homeschooling and being in a place that I was like, what do I do?
Everybody
what do I do?
There.
Yeah, what do I do with all of this? So I had to work that out. But it was okay.
So, what should we call this thing, or what are some things we can add to the name list?
We should get kind of back to the planning of the podcast, but I feel like we have good material.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do.
Yeah.
We read books. We read different things, and we have a lot of interesting discussions about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Some philosophy. We're political hacks. We like to follow what's going on in the world and look for trends and is it reaching what's happening in our area. But we could probably talk about books. We tell individual stories that are just hilarious or big lessons learned in raising kids.
Yeah, or at least we think they're hilarious.
Well, we tell them, and people are like, those are hilarious. We can talk about breaking into this area, which I feel, after being in Hawaii, was more of a culture shock for me than any place I've ever been. I was born in Germany, moved back to Germany. We've lived up in the north and, Illinois and Texas, all sorts of places, visited spots in Europe, gone on missions trips. This is the biggest shocker for me.
Yeah.
Breaking in here. That's probably just us, though. Gardening, you're a big...
Well, don't know. Yes, okay. Don't say I'm a big gardener. I do have dreams of gardening.
Have a big garden.
I have dreams of a big garden, but I'm not. Well, I do have a big garden, but I'm not by any means.
We just have to.
It's meager.
Yeah.
It needs help and love.
You produced a lot of stuff last year. It's just in the middle of stalks of weeds.
Right. I think what I'm finding is like, I can produce things, but the image in my head that I have of what my garden should look like is not at all what it plays out to be in reality. It's really not very pretty in reality, even though it grows stuff.
More than we can chew.
Yeah, that's true. We do that.
We have a house being built next to our house right now. For us to have another one, that's probably an example of biting off more than we can chew. It's going to turn out.
Yeah. It's been a big learning experience. But the reason why, we're not just building a house next door to our house for the fun of it. My parents, it is kind of for the fun of it. I take that back. It's something we hadn't done before, but also my parents are going to be...
reason.
Yeah, we found a good reason.
To build it.
That's true. We invited my parents to live with us so that we could build a house next door to our house.
I don't remember when we decided all that. Was it first move here, then move in with us, then we'll build a house, or were those steps from the beginning?
Yeah, it was more to it than that. I think, we moved here, and then Carrie, who's my sister, and her family moved to the Atlanta area. And then my parents were left in Florida because that's where my sister and her family had moved from was where my parents were in Florida. And so they moved up, and so we were in Georgia, and then the discussion started. So you want to move up here? You want to maybe live with us? Do we want to build something? And that kind of hooked. That was a hook.
And it's a big one. It's a 3-car garage. It started off, didn't it start off, oh, we should have
an extra garage.
We should have an extra garage.
Yeah, so we wanted that anyway.
Like a 2-car.
Yeah.
How about a 3-car? How about a basement underneath?
Yes.
The 3-car garage, which takes a lot of steel to support the garage. What about an apartment? No, a 2-bedroom apartment. 2-bath, 2-bedroom apartment above it. How about a 3-story elevator?
Right. That's true, and that's actually one of my parents' things, was if they were going to live above a garage, they wanted to have an elevator, an easy access way to their apartment. And so we were like, okay.
I'm getting messages from folks who want to contact me right now, but I was just thinking we could do a phone call, and someone calls in and we talk about something now.
True. Or we could interview people.
Yeah.
I mean, we could actually interview my parents and see what they feel like moving in with us.
Folks all over.
If we talk about our family and our kids, maybe every now and then we can interview one of our kids so that they get our kids' perspective.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
One of the things we're doing right now, I was just thinking, we started in December, more January. So we just realized that we have so many people that I guess we've ridden on their shoulders, who have helped us, support us, or been, big influencers in our life, or we've influenced them, or they think it's that way, but it was the other way. They made us. And so we've been writing notes every day.
Yeah.
A couple of notes each of us every day, putting them in the mail, just handwritten, just reconnecting with folks. And it's making all these, literally thousands of people come onto your radar screen of just memories. And I just think we have a lot of things that we could connect to.
Yeah, for sure.
And this would be good for us, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if we talk about books, we know lots of people who know lots of things about books.
Oh my gosh.
Ministry, lots of people who have been involved in different aspects of ministry.
Well, we say that too. I think that we have maybe a lot of people in mind that are like, oh, how do you do it? And, why it's important, or, what do you start off with when you connect with folks. But I think what we have in mind more is that it can be, it is it's an ugly scene. It's a place of as much mess, if not more mess, in ministry leadership. Politics, jealousies, insincerities, difficult things, incredible breakthroughs, and the power of forgiveness and relationships and stuff like that, but also some very, very shocking, hard stories.
Yeah.
And I think we would go into stuff like that. People would be very interested and know that as ugly as all that can be, there's also just there's an amazing silver, thread, through all that too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the stories we have are good, but I also think one of the things, at least for me, that's important is, like you said, that they're hard, but they're real, and everyone goes through really hard and tough stories in life, but also as much as the up and down of life is, I really feel like one of the things that you said earlier, which might be a cool name for a podcast, is go for it. Because I feel like the one thing that even when we've been in the midst of trial or, hardness, one of the things that we've always done is we've gone for it. And I feel like that is a huge thing that's missing. Everything nowadays is telling you to be constrained.
It's telling other people.
To be confined.
People are scared to do the thing that they have on their hearts to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's because there's something out there that is scaring them.
Yeah.
And people need to know that we were made to go for it.
Yep.
And then we need to have a brotherhood to, tell each other that and pick up the pieces.
Right. And to be encouraging and to know that if you're in this part of the journey, that the future part of the journey can look completely different than the thing that you're in now. And hopefully maybe sharing part of our life.
We're going to get emotional on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
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 So one of the things I'm aware of, we're just we're running through lots of stuff and, possible topics. We could spend a whole hour on any one of these.
Yes.
30 things we've already mentioned. And I think that we probably want to.
Yeah.
We will. We're kind of rolling out, canvassing, some possibilities.
Yeah.
To get into.
Yeah.
Oh, cigars. Right now it's winter.
It is.
It's kind of cold.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, at some point we can maybe record these while I've got, Rush Limbaugh. Or we could just have a cigar room when we get one of those ventilators and we'll just smoke in here.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, depending on maybe the time of day that we record.
We could be outside.
We could,
That basement.
We could do it.
Or the garage.
The garage, yeah. I know. You have ideas of grandeur about, where this is all going to take place. You're way more ambitious than I am. I like just sitting in this chair drinking coffee.
Me too, but if I sit for a while, I start thinking, this would be nice to chew on a cigar right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cigars, pipes. Be nice to have a good whiskey or something like that. That's a topic of discussion. Another big one is this barbecue craze thing. We launched the first ever state barbecue championship in the state of Hawaii.
Yep.
And the largest commission on barbecue in the world, Kansas City Barbecue Society, had hit 49 states and something like 30 countries or so, where they'd sanction events and never had been able to find a way to get a sanctioned event in Hawaii. So we launched that a couple of years ago. There's just a bajillion stories with that, connecting with the state legislature, pro teams coming from the mainland, throwing a whole festival in Waikiki.
That has been fun. That is another thing where we just went for it, and at some points I thought, oh my gosh, what did we do?
That was, it was more like the go for broke.
Not just go for it, but
go for broke, which is what we did.
Which is what we did. We went for broke.
Look what we have done.
Yeah. Monetarily broke maybe, but life full.
The first year, come on, the first round of doing that was one of the most difficult chores projects.
Oh my goodness, yes. And I remember every day it was like, are we really doing this? Are we doing this? I don't know. Let's do it.
We realized that was not a way to do it.
Let's not do it.
The only way we are not going to die is if we just
do it.
Charge into this thing full blown.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're all going to die.
Yep. Yep. So then we did it. And it was a lot of fun.
Went broke, and then so we're on round 3 of that right now. But there's a lot of lessons.
Yep.
I think that's going to turn into more story.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's more to that
Right.
ahead of us. How are we doing?
Well, I think that it's probably good to maybe wrap this session up. It's like
While it's still amazing.
while it's still amazing, and also maybe re-say
The things that we said.
the things that we said as far as how and like, did we learn anything?
Look how ambitious. Oh, you mean afterwards with the recording off?
No, we with the recording on, but I'm like, this is our AAR of our first ever recording us talking,
This
but
is
also
for real and on the
we
raw.
were
I think it's great.
we were supposed to come up with ideas of moving forward, but we talked a lot. But maybe that helps us. Do you feel like more wise about podcasting now?
Yes.
Yes. In just one podcast, are you wiser?
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, we all are.
No, I think that we named a bunch of things and we want to select several and talk through them and create some variety. Like change it up here and there, and then maybe even, touch on some points every other week, so there's kind of like a string thread of that same topic going.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, I think the brainstorm session today was, or this little bit, it was kind of cool too.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah. All right, well, let's put an end to it.
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
We're to all your mothers.
Yep. We're to all the mothers. Bye.
Go for it.
Go for it, for sure.